having looked at Brigham Young, what do you see from their offense?
They've gotten better as the season's gone on. Obviously, they've ran the ball really well of late. I think they're starting to create a little more of or finding their true identity. But they're playing well right now. To go on the road, going back to Michigan State and play as well as they did. I mean, they're getting better as the season goes.
How do you defend a guy like Taysom Hill, their quarterback?
Yeah, he's been. I mean, obviously he's been there for a while, and he's obviously a very resilient young man, come back from a few injuries throughout his career. But he's one of those gamers. I know he's gonna show up. He's gonna run the ball well. He throws the ball effectively. I think they do a nice job in the pass game, getting the ball to some of their bigger wide receivers, and then the running back obviously complements the whole thing. And we got to do a great job of defending the run and the pass.
I think in the last 18 drives, you guys have allowed 8 touchdowns and a field goal. What's happening in the last couple of games?
Well, we have to get better. I got to do a better job of coaching and getting the design of the defense to get executed. I mean, it's really where we're at right now, and it comes back to me doing a better job of coaching and communicating what we need to happen defensively, and ultimately my responsibility of getting those guys to do exactly what we're asking them to do, and, in terms of preparation, what I'm calling, what I'm practicing, who we're putting in the game. So it's a big task, and I have to do a better job, and I got to do a better job for the players. I got to do a better job for the university, and do a better job for myself.
When you look back at the last 2 games, is it a pass defense thing? Is it a run defense thing? Is it an entire defense?
It's a coaching thing. I think I got to do a better job of coaching.
When you look back at the Auburn film, what kind of stood out to you and grabbed your attention the most?
Grab my attention is I got to do a better job of calling the game. I got to do a better job of preparing the kids to compete on Saturdays. That's what comes to mind, and it falls on me as a coach. That's my responsibility. So I need to do a better job.
What haven't you liked about your calling so far the last couple of games?
When things aren't as effective as I need them to be, I need to look at what I'm calling, look at what I'm asking our players to do, and do a better job of putting them in a position to do what they can do best.
Is that more difficult 5 games into a season? I mean, yes, you have things to look at, but are also pretty much known quantities out there and changing things at this point.
I don't know if it's necessarily changing things, but we always carry a menu, of what we're taking into the game, and we need to do a better job of picking off that menu, and we need a better job during the practice week of getting those guys to execute the techniques exactly the way they need to be executed and holding them accountable, and then ultimately they need to play like I demand that they practice.
Just looking at on the field and judging from his play, it seemed like Marquise is steadily starting to gain confidence and get better. What have you seen just from him on game day and in practice that's allowed him to get in that rotation?
He's an inexperienced player that, like you said, he's gaining more experience. And, I think he flashed a few things of what he's capable of last week. I think he did a nice job of using his hands, playing more physical. And, the same things we've been working on the practice field. It's good that he has enjoyed, a couple reps, that he did things the way he's capable of doing them, the things that we have seen on the practice field. So it's good for his development that he can keep doing that and keep showing positive signs of getting better.
Against Auburn on Kevon's interception and the offense not cashing in, did you kind of feel almost a letdown of sorts with the defense, or lack of focus, or did their demeanor not change at all?
I can't say that I felt anything. I thought the first series and come out and get Kevon's interception, and I thought the kids that was a good way to start the game. We just got to continue to play better throughout the course of the day.
With Kevon not playing in the second half Saturday, Coach Mullen said he was kind of questionable for this week. How does that change things up for you if he's not able to go to the BYU?
Well, I mean, it's football in general. It's we have a lot of guys. We're always preparing. Well, as the week goes along, I think Dan talked about. We'll see how things go in terms of injury wise. But there's never an excuse for health or injury or anything else. I mean, we're going to put the best 11 out there every single snap. I need to do a better job of finding the best 11 and do a better job of calling the game.
On those same lines, Maurice got a few more reps his past weekends. He seemed like he's gaining more. He told me earlier just gaining confidence and pushing off that ankle. It seemed like he's starting to get healthier, in a better rhythm, and more experience.
Yeah, I believe his injury occurred the first game of the year, so, some of those injuries take time. So I guess the most important thing is he feels like he's gaining confidence.
How would you grade Cedric Giles' play for his first game back?
Ced came in and, he gave us more experience at that position. There's probably a few plays that he would love to have back, but it was good to get him back out. And anytime you come off, a pretty significant injury, there's the timing issue of coming out there and getting back up to speed. So we're excited that Ced's going to be getting more playing time, and we're excited to have him back.
What have you kind of learned from yourself the first month and a half or month into the season as a first-time defensive coordinator?
Well, I don't know if they learned about myself. It's everywhere in college football is a very challenging job, and that's a great part of coaching. And I think the thing that we always need to be aware of is identifying what our guys can do, planning for the development of those players, and just organizing the week, organizing the thoughts, and organizing the personnel groupings to go out there and give the kids the best chance.
Is it possible for a coach to try too hard as well? I know the players have been saying that. Is it possible for a coach to kind of want it too bad and try too hard?
Boy, I'd have a hard time saying that would be a negative. I guess anything in life, if you're over the top, I guess could be an issue. If you're asking the question, am I trying too hard? I want to achieve. I want to go out there and play the very best that our kids can play, and that's when I wake up in the morning, when I go to bed at night, I want to do what's best by the kids. I want to go out there and represent what we are collectively, from the coaching staff to the assembly of the players that we have. So for me to want something too bad, I would have a hard time saying that's a negative. I want what's best for the kids. I want to do the very best job by them and for them.
I guess in another way, could you overthink it maybe when you're talking about play calling and whatnot? Dan was talking about, I know it's different skills, but catching the ball, if you're trying to think about catching it and trying to catch it too much, you're just not going out there and play football. Is that a sense when in terms of play calling and such where you're unhappy with that?
Well, I think it's something that you got to consider. In the same token, I think a wise or a thoughtful play caller is a good thing. I don't think you can have necessarily a renegade. Hey, we're just going to throw it out there. I'm not going to overthink it and just, hey, whatever works. But we spend a significant amount of time and hours in film study and preparation and down and distance and personnel groupings to put forth a plan of getting the right call at the right time, and then taking into account where we're at in the game, who's in the game, and what's the precursor, because there's always a story of what's led you to that particular drive. Are you playing well? Are you playing the run well? Are you playing the pass well? Or are you having issues? So there's always the adaptability factor that is always considered.